First of all, I would say tall,
intelligent, courageous,
welcoming, professional.
He's passionate, he's patient.
really passionate, and very kind.
a man of integrity, a man of character.
So if he's not a man of integrity, who is?
I mean, he's kind and compassionate and all those things.
Even if you're just walking by, you can just say hi, and he'll never just ignore you. He'll always say hi back.
Comforting, level-headed, funny, in a way that most people probably don't see.
He's an intelligent man.
He's probably the most brilliant man you've ever met.
Kindred geek.
Very well educated.
I would call him a Renaissance man.
Very calming.
The calm, cool, and collected.
He always stays calm.
And he also helps you out when you're having trouble on stuff.
Tim's always been like a steady light that doesn't go off. Soft, but committed, dependable, responsible, always there.
I would describe him as a man that people want to know.
When I got the invitation, I was excited and I was terrified. I definitely felt, that this is a huge job. This is a job much bigger than any one person can handle. I still think that's true.
He wasn't looking for a job before he found this one. He was happy at the Park School and he was busy doing PhD level work. But he was in a seminar, as I understand it, with a number of professors, and I think they spotted something special in him, and they wanted him to be a principal. So from 5th grade teacher at a private school to principal of a public school. That shows a lot of faith, I think.
In a private school, which I had never experienced in my life, I saw teachers and children and families really excited about school. I mean, they were proud of their school. The school had an identity. The school had traditions and events and things which marked the year for them and that were passed on from year to year. And I thought, why can't public schools have that same strong sense of identity?
My first memory of Tim was he was brought in by the then superintendent, Doug Sayers, and introduced to the faculty at a faculty meeting that he was going to be our new principal. And we all sat there and sort of just went, we're going to eat him up.
I thought, wow, this guy's very intelligent. He's calm. He's very thoughtful. He's very polite. Those are other words that I would just use to describe him. And he's probably not going to last.
When some teachers saw him, they thought, he's not going to last, for sure. But he had something about him that it's like, he has, he's strong.
I think God had put a whole lot of fortitude in my husband's character and a lot of gifts that I believe made him just right for the job.
To be in this type of job, you have to have an inner fire.
There's some about Tim. Don't know if he knows this about himself, but Tim never gave up on anyone. He never gave up on a child. He never gave up really on a situation.
I kind of saw him as a little different than what we had before, and I was impressed.
Even when I met him for the first time, when he came, I had a feeling that, he knows what he wants with this school. And I had a feeling that he's going to make the big difference.
Let me just tell you the history of the school before he came in. We had restraints of kids going on, like daily.
In those early years, there would usually be anywhere from 5 to 15 students sitting on the bench in the office before school even started.
I heard about it from the stories over dinner. My kid's favorite question was,
Dad, any bad kids today? Any bad kids?
And it was dramatic. It was really hard because some of the children were so ill-prepared for school that they needed some serious interventions at the beginning. Now, I think it's noteworthy that there's seldom a need to restrain a child now.
I was like 6 years old, so I was remembering everything when he first started at the Kelly School, and I saw what he was getting into. Maybe I didn't have the perfect conceptualization of the enormity of the challenge, but I got a little bit. I would hear the stories of fights at school every day and the difficulties he was facing with teachers, and he tried to spare me a lot of that, but you could tell that he was going through a lot.
I think 2 or 3 weeks after I started the job in the summer, there was a newspaper article in the Globe that said Chelsea schools score lowest on state exams. And then we got the data, and Chelsea was not only the lowest district in the state, but the Kelly School was the lowest of the schools in Chelsea. And so I knew I had my work cut out, and but I was young and confident and said, through hard work and pulling together, we're going to just see amazing things. So we did work really hard that first year, but at the end of that first year, our scores went down.
At certain points, you felt sorry for him, but you also respected him because he kept coming back, he kept asking questions, he kept wanting to learn.
He not only lasted that 1 year, but really was a change agent for the school over time. And I saw that. I got to see that growth and development in the school.
Things began to improve, and after about 5 or 6 years, we had improved to the point where Chelsea was chosen by the Federal Department of Education as a model district of improvement. And so they sent Laura Bush to come and spend a day at the school.
That is just sweet when there's a global figure who notices something going on in a little elementary school.
When she walked in, it was like the Queen of England had walked in. All the kids gasped, and it was really an honor.
The growth is just immense. I mean, we went from like restraining on a daily basis, 3 to 4 kids, to like having this amazing culture where everybody is motivated and eager to learn, and they want to, the students who want to be here at the Kelly School, who are very proud and happy to say, I go to the Kelly schools.
One of the things I was struck coming directly out of an independent school setting was how kind of muted the student voices were. Students, for a variety of reasons, were very quiet and didn't really feel that they could narrate or give a presentation or speak before others. And so, I made it a goal right from the start to have the first voices that the school heard every day be student voices. So students led the school in the Pledge of Allegiance. Students gave the morning announcements.
Hooray! She and 9 other students will compete in the complex spelling bee.
I've had all 4 of my children pass through the Kelly School. I get emotional. That's probably something that sticks with me about Dr. Howard, that throughout the years, having between 400 kids in the school or having 600, he knows every single kid's name. Doesn't forget a name. He knows exactly who they are. He knows the family, so he knows Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, La Familia so-and-so, and even the kids who have graduated out of the Kelly School, he still remembers them.
When you have a friend, you don't struggle to remember their name. When you really care about a person, it's not a struggle. And I think that's more of a reflection of how deep his heart is.
I was walking around the campus, and they're like, "You're Mr. Howard's son? Can we have an autograph?" It's like, that speaks volumes about my dad. Like, even being related to him is a huge deal.
All the kids like him. They love him. They'll run up to him and hug him. And he's not looking for affection really from all the kids, but because he's kind and respectful and fair, that's what they want.
Every Monday morning, Tim takes the time during the announcements to say, these children are celebrating their birthdays this week, and he'll name them and say, happy birthday, feliz cumpleaños, and we're so glad you were born. And that has meant a great deal to the children.
In every way we can, I think we want to let children know that they're special. So in announcing birthdays, it's a small thing, but if you're that child and you hear your name read, just hearing your name read is important.
It's so significant, I think, that it's worth telling the story of a young woman in high school who was in the Kelly School when Tim first arrived, and she came back for a visit, as many middle school and high school students do, and she said, Dr. Howard, you know how you always wished us a happy birthday? Would you mind calling my phone tomorrow on my birthday and leaving a message for me telling me, "You're so glad I was born." And he did. She gave him the number and he called on the morning of her birthday and he left that message. And that's the kind of detail that's not too small for him. He knows that's just as important as preparing the faculty meeting.
He built that credibility over time with us because he showed how much he loved the kids and how much he was invested in the children, and then very close second, invested in us as educators.
He is passionate about developing students and adults. So I definitely saw that firsthand. He gives you the rope to learn with and the freedom to learn, and then kind of coaches you along the way. So he definitely allows you to learn how to lead.
He just built my confidence. He taught me more than I think he knows. I always shied away from talking to people in terms of talking to the public in large groups. Well, I'm a reverend now. Being with Tim was stepping stones in many ways because I learned from him. When it was my turn to then do certain things that I've always shied away from, I didn't let fear stop the pursuit.
I think that teamwork that he created was something that helped drive the Kelly School forward.
I think it's all about the people. He did a good job of fostering people's creativity and letting them do their thing, which is what I really, really appreciated. Yeah, having the space to be yourself and do your thing and do what you think is best.
As he's gotten the classroom leaders that he has faith in and who have faith in not only Tim but each other and the other leadership in the school system, it comes together, I think, like an orchestra, with a conductor who knows what he's doing, and the orchestra is talented at each of their instruments. There's beautiful music being made.
He's a master at kind of finding people. There's no real way to explain it because I have never seen a school that has that many really special and powerful people. I told him within the first few weeks that I was working here that it was unbelievable just the amount of passion in each of the teachers as well as different strengths.
Teachers get together to do marathons, and they get together to do fundraisers or for different activities. I see like more of a collegiality, and I think that's because he's just created a team feeling in the school.
Tim has built a community where educators just love coming to work. They're invested in the students. They are invested in the families.
And I know that I could always go to him with anything, and he would listen and help me reflect about what it was and get to the bottom of it. He really was a good listener.
That's what interests me. That's what connected me to Tim. It was somebody that I know I can talk to.
He's extraordinarily present. Like when you're with him, he is dedicated to learning about you and loving you.
He would always let you speak first. He made it comfortable to speak your mind and be able to have some of those tough conversations. I think I kind of learned that patient side of him. He didn't have to get his point across.
Wherever he goes, he's going to be fine, and he's going to be great, because if you go into a new place and you listen to what's already going on and what people have to say, and then begin to make those changes slowly, you'll always be bringing the other people with you.
His support and understanding of the English language learners is just admirable. I'm somebody who came from Bosnia, and I always felt like I'm able to contribute to whatever was happening at the Kelly School. I never felt like I was less worthy than somebody who was born in the United States or grew up and was educated here.
I think he looked for people who would really appreciate our diverse community.
I was very excited being bilingual myself, and also knowing that Tim was bilingual, and here's this tall white man who is incredibly fluent in Spanish, so that was a big surprise.
My kids went through the Caminos program, seeing that he's bilingual and fully bilingual. I think that also made an impression on them, like, wow, he's not Latino, and he's fully bilingual. There must be something to this, you know.
He has championed the two-way program for a really long time. And it means a lot to this school and to the parents and the community. And he has single-handedly pretty much kept it alive. And I hope it stays.
Even our non-Caminos families and non-Caminos teachers say, we have to maintain this. This enriches our entire school.
I think as a parent, I was spoiled here because I saw the effort that Dr. Howard put into his students, his school, all the programs here. And like I said earlier, just having that open door policy. I think once you leave here, you think you're going to get that everywhere and that attention everywhere. And unfortunately, it's not that way everywhere.
I'm thrilled that he's got a new challenge because I think he needs a new challenge. Not that his work here is done, because it's never done. We've talked a lot about, like, when do you get off the bus, because the bus never will stop, you know? So you got to make a choice. But I think he's made a good one.
I heard Puerto Rico. I said, what? Puerto Rico.
I was happy because I told my friend, I'm like, oh, what? He's going to Puerto Rico? Tell him to take me with him.
I'm definitely going to miss him. When he first told me, my first response, I think, is like, why are you doing this to me?
And I guess the fact that the invitation came in the middle of February when we were dealing with our third major snowstorm might have had some influence.
I actually avoided him for a few days, and I didn't even write to him because I was just, that's why I say I'm emotional. But then I saw him at a parent conference night, and I couldn't avoid him, and I just started bawling.
You know, colleague to colleague, I think that it's going to be definitely a void. At the same time, what I keep saying to everybody is, we're just spreading Chelsea across the Western Hemisphere now.
It's pretty exciting, and I think we're going to see some things happen that we didn't know were going to happen, just like when he went to the Kelly School. We had no idea we'd be there 18 years later and it would be the way it is.
I think he leaves a legacy here, a way of interacting with families and children that I think will just carry on throughout the years.
It takes a lot of careful planning to be able to create something that will be sustained whether or not the leader is here. And I truly believe that he has created that at the Kelly School. So it's more of a self-sustaining environment. And that, in truth, is his legacy, the ability to have a school that will kind of thrive and be successful even when he's not here, because he found those people, those key people that will be able to sustain it in his absence.
I hope it's a legacy of service and remembering that we're here to know and even, you know, to love every child as best we can, as if they were our own.
There's a verse on this Chelsea clock that the family bought him when he graduated from his PhD program. I put Mark 9:37 on the clock, and it says, "Whoever welcomes one of these little children in my name," that's Jesus' name, "welcomes me. And whoever welcomes me does not welcome me, but the one who sent me." And Tim has said, you know, it's really not about money for me. It's not about recognition, fame, public, you know, acclaim. It's about, what do I think matters to God? And Jesus says, you let those little children come to me. Those little children are like first in my eyes. They're not second, third, or fourth. They're first. The kids are first. That's what he's been living.
Say good luck, and if you do, or when you come back, tell me all about it, because I remember nothing about Puerto Rico. Goodbye, Dr. Howard. Have a good trip. I hope you have a very good time there. Puerto Rico is a very good Spanish place, and you've been chosen to go there for a new school. So I hope you make other kids happy like you did with the kids at the Kelly School, and help them educate more.
Have fun in Puerto Rico. So, hasta luego y nos veremos pronto.
Okay, so Dr. Howard, we, on behalf of the Vega family, we wish you a lot of luck in Puerto Rico. As I said earlier, Dorado is very lucky to have you. Although you will be so greatly missed here at the Kelly School and in the city of Chelsea, it is our great loss. But I hope you enjoy your time in Puerto Rico, and hopefully your doors will be open to all of us when we come down with our children to go see you. But good luck, and I wish you and your family well. And thank you for everything you've done for the Kelly School students.
I'm happy that I had the opportunity to work with you, work for you, work alongside of you. I know this isn't goodbye, it's just another journey for you. And I hope to see you soon and stay in touch, and good luck.
I wish him the best, and I hope he's really successful in his new job, but I know he will be. So I'm not worried. So, and I'll keep in touch. I know I will.
I would love to say to Tim and Meg, I wish them well. I wish them well on behalf of the school district. I'm kind of jealous because next winter when we get hit with the next blizzard, I will be thinking of you in warm Puerto Rico. But at the same time, to Tim in particular, you've left an unbelievable legacy here. You should be proud of that work. And we honor you today for all of that work and commitment to us. So thank you.
I know there are great things ahead of you. I know that you're going to do great things. You're carrying a lot of experience. You are carrying a lot of wisdom that's needed, that we need in our communities, in our families, in this world. Don't stop what you're doing, man. You've always been a champion, my friend. Don't stop what you're doing. Keep going.
Under your leadership, I've grown as an educator and as a person as well. You definitely made me a stronger person, and I want you to know that I'm tremendously grateful for all of your help and encouragement. And I want to thank you also in the name of all of the English language learners, because you understood their needs and always believed in their ability to be successful.
Tim, knowing you has been one of the most amazing things in my life so far. I know that you will do an amazing job and create the culture that you created at the Kelly School no matter where you are. And I promise that when you come back to visit, the Kelly School will be as fabulous as you left it.
I didn't expect to get emotional. Thank you for 18 awesome years, some of the best years of my life, to work with people like you, to be around children and families like those we have in Chelsea. I consider it such a privilege to have known you, and you are welcome to visit. If you all come at the same time, you're going to need to bring some sleeping bags. But I wish you great success in your personal and professional lives, and that you'll always continue to seek the best for others and for those that you have in your sphere of influence. And I'm so grateful for the privilege, and God bless you all.